Hello and welcome again. This is Enrico from Destiny Nails, and in today's video I want to show you how to do this beautiful 3D French nail design. So let's get started and I see you later. And before we start with the design itself, of course we do have to prepare the nails, and we start with cutting off the free edge. When that's done, we have to file the free edge in order to be able to adjust the tip properly. As you can see here, I did speed it up a little bit so you don't get bored. After we have filed the free edge in shape, we need to buff the nail, which means we do have to remove all the shine from our natural nail. When buffing the nail, please make sure that you remove all of the shine of your nail, because that can cause liftings later on, and we don't want that. And since filing and buffing produces some dust, we do have to get rid of it just by brushing off the dust of your nail like so. When everything is done, we need to find the right size for the tip, as you can see here. And that doesn't happen really often for me, but this tip did fit quite well, so I will use this one. Press the tip firmly on your nail for a few seconds. Make sure that you also press the little wings on the side so it will last a lot better, as you can see here. If there's still a bit of the wing sticking out, don't worry, you can file that off while you are buffing the tip. What we are going to do now. When you are buffing and filing the tip, make sure that the transition from the natural nail to the tip is smooth and even and we don't have any gaps. And of course, don't forget to brush off all the dust. So, when we are finished with filing the tip and the natural nail, we have to apply the primer. If it's acid-based primer, make sure that you only apply it to the natural nail. If you're using non-acid primer, it doesn't matter if you only apply it to the natural nail or also to the tip. And as you already know, acid-based primer has to dry for a few seconds. So before applying the base coat, what we are going to do here now, make sure the acid-based primer is completely dry. After we have applied the base coat, we want to cure it for 30 seconds in LED and for 1 minute in UV. But if you want to be on the safe side, you can cure the base coat for 1 minute in LED and 2 minutes in UV. And now it's time for us to let the magic happen, which means we are going to extend the nail bed. I am using polygel because that doesn't go anywhere and you have a lot of time to build the nail bed, to model the nail bed, and to create a nice smile line, which we will need later and which you will see here how I am going to do that. When using polygel, always make sure that your brush is wet enough so the polygel doesn't stick on the brush like it just did here on mine. While I'm creating the smile line, I'm going to make sure that the smile line already has kind of the shape I want the smile line to be. Okay, that was a little bit too much of polygel, so I just scrape it off and put it on a paper towel, or maybe besides it. Whatever. And of course, now I have to recreate my smile line. As you could see earlier, I am using quite a lot of polygel for the nail bed extension, but that has a reason. We do want to have like a nice cliff, like a nice wall, so we don't want the gel to be flat on the tip, because we are going to paint that wall with our color gel or with our gel polish later. When we're finished with our nail bed extensions, of course we want to cure it in LED for 1 minute and in UV for 2 minutes. After that, we have to get rid of the sticky layer because we are going to fire. And I'm going to show you right now what I meant with a nice wall. As you can see here, we have created a nice wall on the nail bed extension, which we are going to fire now, because we want to have a nice, crispy, straight wall. Okay, and now it's time to file the smile line in shape to get exactly that smile line, to get exactly that shape we want to have for our smile line. After we are finished with smiling the file line, we can, at least that's what I'm doing, sort of pre-shape the nail bed so we don't have that much work later, so we do have less work when we have to shape the nail at the end. And of course, do not forget to brush off all the dust. And there's another thing I want to tell you. When filing the smile line, keep your file in a 90-degree angle so you will definitely get a nice straight wall, which you will need to be able to create the 3D effect with our color gel or gel polish. And now it's time for the color. I have chosen purple, as you can see, but of course that is totally up to you which colors you want to use. So when applying the color, you want to apply the color to the walls. I know you can't really see that right now, but I can tell you I did apply it to the walls, and of course you want to apply it to the tip as well. You don't have to create a perfect smile line with a color on the tip. It's enough when you just fade the color out on the tip, because you won't be able to see it later on anyway. And as you can see here, I'm just fading out the color to give it a nice coverage, just for the part we will see when the nail is finished. As you can see here, I have painted the walls of the smile line and created like a nice cliff, which will give us the 3D effect later. And now we are curing the color in LED for 1 minute or in UV for 2 minutes. And now we are applying clear polygel, and we are following the same procedure as we did with the nail bed extension. We are going to create a smile line, a nice smile line, which can be the same smile line you created for the nail bed extension, but you also can choose a different one. It doesn't have to be the same. That's up to you, that's up to your choice. Make sure that you cover all of the color with your polygel. Even the tiny little corners there, as you can see. Create your smile line. create the shape you want to have, and then cure it in LED for 1 minute or in UV for 2 minutes. After curing, get rid of the sticky layer, clean the nail because, you know, we are going to file and shape our smile line again. I did speed this up a little bit too. And I'm also, as you can see, going to sort of pre-shape the nail already. Like I said, you don't have to do that, but it gives you less work at the end. Get rid of the dust and carry on with the next color, following all the steps I have already mentioned earlier. If you have any questions, don't hesitate and put them in the comments down below, and I will be more than happy to answer them for you. And this is the last color of our 3D French nail design. I did put this in normal speed for you to be able to see how I have applied the color. And as you can see, I already applied the clear gel because I didn't notice that my camera died again. But yeah, you already know the steps. If there is something unclear, just drop a comment down below and I will try to explain what I did. I will try to answer the questions you have. And the last step is to cover everything up. You can use Builder Gel, but I prefer to use Polygel for known reasons. Cure it in LED for 30 seconds and in UV for 1 minute. You can also cure it in LED for 1 minute and in UV for 2 minutes. That's totally up to you, but 30 seconds and 1 minute is enough for clear gel. So, and as you can see here, I am going to shape the nail, starting with the sides and the baseline of the nail. There are many techniques how to shape a nail. This is how I do it. I'm starting with the sides, then with the baseline, the cuticle area, and then the nail itself. I will show it to you in a later video if you're interested. That was my hand because my camera didn't want to stay in place like it was supposed to be. And since hand filing took me a bit too long, I decided to use my electric file. That's a lot faster, that's a lot quicker, and does a great job too. So yeah. Brush off the dust and you're ready to buff the nail to give it a nice, smooth surface. And now it's time for the finish to give it a nice finish, to give it a nice touch. I'm going to add some purple gems, and to make them last I'm using clear polygel. I'm going to add a very, very thin layer of polygel on the top of the nail to make sure the gems last and to make sure they don't fall off later. Okay, that was a bit too much of polygel, so I'm just scraping it off a bit. And after applying the polygel, I'm also going to apply the top coat already. because we don't want to top coat the gems, otherwise they would lose their shine and their sparkly and sparkling, and yeah, you know what I mean. I hope so, at least. And there we have the finished nail, we have the finished design. Isn't it beautiful? I don't know if you can see the effect even from the side. I think you can see it.
Welcome back, I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial. I personally had so much fun doing this design, even though it takes its time, but at the end it just looks stunning. I wouldn't recommend doing a whole set with this design, maybe you just want to do one accent nail, but of course that's totally up to you. If you liked it, leave a thumbs up, subscribe so you won't miss any of my videos. Stay safe, enjoy your life, and see you soon. Bye bye.